And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the qualifying match of the Coliseum 8 Korea Qualifier. Oh boy, there are 3 slots available, 3 qualifying spots available in this qualifier, and we are here to determine one of those players making it through into the main event. Oh boy, we've already held the Europe and Americas qualifier, we already held the Asia qualifier, now we are here with the Korean qualifier. And we have our 2 players, we have our TvP, we are jumping into Ultra Love. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing himself, currently teamless, but returning from the military. It is Zoun. And if you're in the chats, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chats. As a reminder, this is going to be a best of 3 qualifying match. Now, the plus side, especially if you're a fan of, either player, even the losing player, the loser of this series will have a second chance. They will have a second chance in the 3rd place match. As a reminder, there are 3 players that qualify and there are 4 players left. So it's kind of like we have like a little bit of a group stage here, but we have 4 players. We have Trigger, we have Creator, we have Cure, and we have Zoun. Sorry, we have Trigger, we have Gumiho, right? Yeah, we have Trigger, we have Gumiho, we have Cure, and Zoun. 2 Protoss, 2 Terran, 3 will qualify, and 1 will bow out. So that is the setup that we do have here for you. Good to have 2 Terrans and a Protoss, or 2 Protoss and the Terran. We're here to find out which. So now we do have an economic opener out of Cure, going for a Rax Expand. Single gas opener out of our Terran player, likewise Zoun, opening up with a Gate, Cyber Expand. Standard openers and economic openers all around. So far, so good. See someone talking about TvZ early game, referring to the previous series. We have already spoken about that before, about how typically in the current meta, in the current state of TvZ, it is more. There's a lot more incentive to open up Roach early on because it is an easier way to secure yourself and to defend in the early game. Fun fact, the one game that Rogue did win was the game on Abyssal Reef where he did open Roach. It was a gasless opener into Roach, but Roach nonetheless. It was game 2 and game 3 where he did open up Ling Bane, and Ling Bane openers or Ling Bane early game has been definitely weakened over time when it comes to the Baneling nerf, which was 2 patches ago, when it comes to the Queen nerf currently as well. It's one of those things where I'm of the belief that the meta of TvZ is, again, leaning more towards Roach-based openers, and if you don't open Roach, then it is just a little bit harder to maintain yourself and keep up. But we'll see. Like, it's still, what, we're 1-2 weeks into the patch. We'll see how the meta does shift. We'll see how the meta does stabilize in regards to early game TvT. Regardless, I'm sure it's something that everyone knows. Like, everyone's aware of it. Everyone knows. And definitely something that I'm sure that the Balance Council is aware of as well. Whether anything is done about it, that's a different story. That's we'll see. We'll see. But that is why, for example, like Cyril, he opens Roach almost every TvZ or ZVT, I suppose. Dark does the same. Shin does the same. Like, in general, just Roach openers and Roach play have been more common for good reason. There is a reason for that. Meanwhile, we're going to be settling in. We do have our initial economic open out of Cure, going to a 1-1-1 into a Widowmine drop. Hallucination does confirm the initial 2 Widowmines, the medevac, and the drop play. Now, this is going to be a more committed, more dedicated drop here by Cure, going for 4 Widowmines across the map. Hallucination does see everything, and Zoun should be prepared back at home. Oh my god. Setting up his SimCity, opening up Blink. It's going to be a Twilight Council opener into 3-gate Blink, back at home. Very safe play here by Zoun. And it's going to be on Zoun to minimize losses and to defend. Now, we'll see if Cure goes to the mine drop into the mineral line or towards that Stalker at the wall. Goes to the mineral line. Does unload. Mine shots soon to go up. They get 2 probes so far. Up to 3. Hellies, they dive in, but they get deflected. Nice force field. Force field goes off. 1 Stalker goes down. But Zoun will defend. Cleaning up the final Widowmine. So that's 4 Widow Mines and a Hellion for 3 probes and 1 Stalker. I would say a better trade here for Zoun. At least Cure is able to scout. At least he does confirm the 3-gate, at least 3-gate opener. There could be 4. There could be a 4th gateway in the main for all Cure knows. But Cure knows at least to be defensive. So he's setting up his wall, bunkers on the way, tanks are on the way. He's securing himself on 2 bases and getting ready for the counterattack. And the counterattack, it's coming. Counterattack is coming in. At least Cure did actually preserve two of those Widow Mines. I wasn't too sure, but does save 2 of them. As Zoun picks off 2 SCVs, but Cure likewise is ready for another dive. Zoun behind this going to be expanding, taking his 3rd. Again, his 3rd base is delayed because of his 3-gate opener. There is a tank further back though, and Zoun does confirm. With that observer, he does get eyes on the tank. He's aware. He backs off. So from here, we're just going to calm things down and build up. Calm things down, build things up. Colossus production has begun, so Zoun just opening up 3-gate blink into Colossus. Working towards the mid-game. Takes down a Deeper. Nice pickup. Will trade a Deeper for a Stalker. Zoun will pull away at the same time. Autos have to harass in the main. Gets 2 probes. Two workers going to be falling. But so far, Zoun hasn't taken any major losses yet. He's establishing his 3rd. Likewise, Cure getting his 3rd CC at the natural. Breaking out from his contain. And from here, can move out across the map. It's going to be on Zoun to try to slow this down. So far, hasn't been able to. Only 3 Stalkers. Going for the medevac. Medevac does take a couple of hits. Colossus moves out. Zoun has got 12 Stalkers, but again, he needs to slow this down. He needs to force a siege. Oh, the medevac! Oh! Can he get it? Oh, not quite. Barely not. Medevac takes a lot of damage, but barely does survive. Barely does live. As Zoun is forced to just tie up and keep 5 Stalkers back at home to deal with a medevac. So his army is actually smaller than it should be. It's quite small. Cure pushing in. +1 is done. And he has Stim. Does have Stim. He has yet to use it. He's holding on. He's holding on to that Stim a little bit longer. Zoun, he's got 2 Colossi. Will Zelda to overextend. 3rd Colossus on the way. Behind this, Cure is establishing his 3rd. Still looking for an opening. Raven harass into the main. Alright, getting a couple of Stalkers. Tank shots going off. Oh my god. Tank always on the army. Zoun hasn't lost too much yet here. Building up towards 3 Colossus. Looking quite secure. You can try to fight head on, ideally with a surround. Speaking of surrounds, Zelda coming from behind. They get on top of the tanks. Tanks will fall. Nice force fields. And Zoun, he will break out. He will clean this up. Takes down every single tank. At the same time, though, we'll lose 11 probes. Mine shots went off. Big connections. 11 workers do fall. Zoun, his economy still in the gutter. Down almost 20 workers. Ay, ay, ay. But can Cure survive the counterattack? As now Zoun's committed. Like Zoun, he's lost a lot of probes back at home. He has to push in. No tanks. No Widow Mines. Boys are being pulled. Cure trying to break out. Nice kiting with the Colossus. Vikings have arrived. Zoun, he holds on. So does Cure. Cure forces Zoun to back off. Zoun hasn't lost any Colossus. But Zoun does need another base. He needs a 4th. Desperately needs a 4th expansion. Zoun is still down in workers. Working towards disruptors. Down in supply. Cure finding his army, not just with Vikings, now with Ghosts and the EMPs. Let's catch the observer. Zoun now taking his fourth. We'll see if Zoun can survive this, because Cure, he's about to max out. He's about to max. That's a terrifying army. Zoun at the same time moves out. Uh-oh. Zoun has not spotted the main army. He doesn't know where it is. He's on the wrong side. Fourth base is going to be denied. Yeah, massive pickup. Forces a cancel. Oh, that's a kill. Ay. Bit of a misstep there from Zoun, but that's a kill, not a cancel. 400 minerals down the drain. A nice snipe, so nice pickups there on those Widow Mines. Novas did go off. But again, Zoun was out of position, and now he's contained. Now he's stuck on 3 bases. And that's all that Cure has to do. Just contain the Protoss and make sure they cannot expand. Zoun taking bottom right, and Cure can rotate. We'll see what he goes for. See what he does embrace, and so far just securing himself. Bringing out reinforcements. 4 CC on the way for Cure. Zoun moving out. Now, even though Zoun is behind and Zoun is in a really rough position, he has disruptors. He has, what, 4 or 5 disruptors. He can still take a fight. He was able to catch Cure out of position. Now rotating around. Moving towards the 4th base of Cure. Cure does spot. Does spot the main army. Might just going up. No major connections. Zoun pushing in. It's going to be 2 Novas. There's going to be 3 Novas left over. There's three Purification Novas with the main army. Knocking down the tower. Cure, he attempted a surround. Has to back off. You're going to be retreating. Novas are reset. There's 4 Novas left. He rotates. Novas, no major connections. Down to 2. You're hunting for the army. Zoun is maxed out. He's establishing his 4th base. He's getting up and running. Getting a 5th as well. Double expanding. Zoun is back in this. Catching out some Marauders. Up to 6 Disruptors. That will zone Cure away. You cannot just dive in, especially through these choke points. Likewise, neither can Zoun. Oh, trying to force his way through. Goes off, gets a Marine. Cure's got to be careful. Being out of position a little bit here, we do see Zoun just going straight down mid. Rotating over towards the 4th. Cure coming in from behind. 4th base is exposed. That's a kill, not a cancel on the CC. Planetary under fire. That's EMPs though. EMPs go up. Novas, we get some connections. Oh, but Vikings, they collapsed in. Yeah, massive connections with the Novas. Marauders go down, but so do the Colossus. And Zoun has to get the hell out of here. Get some decent Purification Novas. He will lose every Colossus. The Colossi go down from here. Cure can keep pushing. Just rallying across. How many Disruptors left? 2. Only 2 Disruptors. 2 more on the way. Zoun is remaxing. It's building back up. Again, he got a solid economy behind this. They're coming in from behind. Let's respect the Novas. But there was only 2. Only 2 with the main army. So let's get the hell out of here. Meeting up with the rest of the Disruptors. So far, so good. I feel like Zoun needs to break these rocks. Like they're, it's just so awkward to maneuver. So awkward. Going for a counterattack instead. Cure once again out of position. Not the first time. He's not at the third base. Third base is going to go down. At the same time, June drop into the main. And we're going for a pseudo base trade. Third base is going to fall at the same time. The main base as well. The production. EMP on the Nexus. No recall. Zoun has to commit. He has to commit into Liberators. Does go for the tide. Blinks on forward. Boys are being pulled. Never goes up. They're bringing down the Marauders. And as Zoun, he will break through. He'll break the natural, pushing in towards the main. These Vikings that are supplied, they land on the Disruptors. Disruptors get caught out. Massive pickups. And the main army of Kira is still breaking through. And with that, no more Disruptors left. Kira, he will defend back at home. He will clean out this army. And across the map, he's not done. And Zoun, he just can't keep up. But Zoun does have more bases. Does have more expansions. Zoun has that going for him, but the main army is lacking here. Zoun is down to one Disruptor, a handful of Stalkers, a handful of Zealots, and in a head-on fight, I have to favor Cure. Outside of that one Purification Nova. Up. Can he get it off? Rotates. Trying to come in from behind. Nova goes up. Up. Does connect. Grazes the Vikings. Another Nova goes up. But not the connections that we're really looking for. There's one Disruptor left. Just now pops out. And gets a decent connection. But at this point, it doesn't matter. At this point, it's too late. Fury's pushing in. Going for the natural. We'll snipe the Robo. Liberation zones are set. Mineral line is falling. And again, Zoun cannot engage with the main army. It just can't happen. Not with this. Now, Stalkers are being forced back. We attempt to recall. More liberation zones. Ay, ay, ay. And again, Zoun might have some hidden bases, but I don't think it matters. GG gets called as Cure overwhelms, and Cure will take game number 1. GG. Does take lead in the series, and a shout out to Blakerdoos in the chat. Papi God, thank you so much for subscribing. Resubscribing for how many months? 15 months. Thank you, Papi. Thank you. Blakerdoos been supporting us for a long time. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. As we are getting ready for game number 2. And we just got an update. Looks like we have our first qualified player. Went all the way to the ace match, but Gumiho has taken down Trigger 2-1, and Gumiho has qualified for Masters Coliseum. If you're a fan of Trigger, do not fret, do not worry, because Trigger is knocked down to the bronze match, and Trigger will face off the loser of this series for another chance to qualify. Is going to be another chance to qualify. As we are getting ready for our next game. Do we have enough spots in the... Jesus, I didn't... There are so many observers. Yo, our party is a group of 15. Can we all fit in? Again, the upper qualifying match just concluded, so the rest of the cast is they're joining us now, and that's a lot of observers. I'll be honest, I'm not too familiar with the limits. Is the limit 18? I want to say it's 2 players and 16 observers, but I mean, we're about to find out if we reach that limit. Okay. We're all fitting in. We're squeezing in. Suck it in, Papi. Suck it in. Ah. Okay. We're good. Jesus. We have all our observers. And game 2 is going to be on Frostline. Just catching up. Always somebody with a hot take. If you're referring to the comment in the chat, I feel like that's a very cold take. Like, I mean, most of it's cold. At least a little, slightly misguided, but like, The core is there. But here we go. We're getting into game 2. Let's go. And we'll see how the story ends. Do we go to the ace match, or do we have a cure qualifying for Mass Coliseum? We're here to find out. We're here to find out. Here we go. But my biggest concern coming into Mass Coliseum, I don't know if you noticed, but Dark signed up. Dark signed up to the qualifier, but he didn't check in. There is still a chance to see Dark in the global qualifier. If you remember, during the podcast, we were theorizing because we saw that Dark wasn't invited to the main event, whether or not that means that's indicative of Dark's military service. It's one of those things though where it's hard to like predict that sort of thing, because like people have been saying like, oh, is Dark going to the military now for like 2 years? Like it's been a couple of years here since like Dark got his notice to go to the military, and just hasn't happened yet. But the fact that he wasn't invited, and the fact that he didn't check in for the qualifiers today might mean that it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I guess we'll find out once the global qualifiers come around to see if Dark does attempt to qualify through that instead. We shall see. Can you switch scene? There's nothing to switch. What do you? I could switch scene. What do you want to see? Like Pappy, can you switch to like the break screen? I mean, I guess. Aye. We are waiting to get into game 2. As it looks like someone has lagged out. So for those that are curious, if you're ever in a lobby like this, and if you're ever loading into a game, and if the loading screen does pause, usually it means someone has lagged out. I just heard the start round, was wondering. Oh, okay, sure. I mean, the answer is yes, I can switch the scene. No, there is no game happening right now. We're waiting for the person to lag out, basically. The way that it works, if someone lags out when you're loading into a lobby, the way that it works is the game waits for the timeout. So the person disconnects, and then you have to wait like a minute for the countdown timer to conclude, and then it kicks them, and then you load into the game. So right now internally in StarCraft, we're waiting for the countdown timer to reach its end. Oh, and there it is. It was Rex, I think. I think Rex timed out. Yeah. Rex DC'd, so we will be remaking the lobby and remaking the game. So it's a game of Russian roulette. Like who was the observer that timed out? Who was it? It was Rex. So we'll have to remake, and hopefully all 16 observers are able to stay connected. Hopefully. One. True. We're tied up. We're going to the ace match, Pappy. Let's go. Zoun takes it. Kappa. We're going all the way, Pappy. All the way. But shout out to all the other language casters, of course. Shout out to all the other language casters. Shout out to Inu, TKL, Glide, Crank, of course. Pomi, Sadotobi, Saber, Oliveira. For those that don't know, Oliveira is also casting in Chinese. Do love to see it. Or in his own native language. As we get ready for that next game. But yeah, I'm really curious to see if Dark does sign up for the global qualifier. I should also emphasize that as well. For those who do not know, once this qualifier concludes, there is still one more qualifier tomorrow. And of course, we're going to be there. We're going to be there to cast, as we always are. In less than 24 hours will be the final qualifier for Master Coliseum. Because it's going to be a global qualifier, that means the European players that didn't make it, players like Showtime, players like Lambo, Hero Marine, a Laser, they should be returning to attempt to qualify once again. Likewise, all the Korean players that didn't qualify, like Rogue, Solar, Dark, they'll be making it back here to try to Classic as well. Byun, they'll be back as well, and they're going to be facing off against each other for those final spots. That is tomorrow. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and force the ace match. It is Zoun. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And shout out to Peanut Butter Jesus in the chat. God, baby, God, thank you so much for subscribing for the first time with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much, Papi. We appreciate the support. This might be a short game, though, because what do we have here? We have not just one SCV, we have two SCVs. It's going to be a committed proxy here by Cure as he's setting up a 2-Rax proxy out on the map. And Zoun, he's scouting. Zoun is scouting. He will see. He will barely see this on top of the... No, he doesn't check. No, he missed. He was rallied towards the edge, but he does pull back, and Zoun, he will miss. He will miss it. Not like this. He's scouting, he's checking for proxies, but barely weren't scouts. And with that, we do have a standard setup here. It's going to be a gate into Cybercore into Expand, and Cure, he will be able to build up and get ready for his assault. Behind this, gas is being taken. I'm curious, do we commit into just a 2-Rax Reaper, or do we commit into Marauders? There it is, Tech Labs and Marauders are on the way. I am getting IM Katowice Cure versus Hero flashbacks, not gonna lie. We've seen this before, Pappy. So Marauders going to be amassing, and bunkers are going to be available as well. Oh boy, not like this. As, yeah, Proxy 2-Rax and Marauder here from Cure. If you remember, this is how Cure knocked Hero out of IM Katowice at the start of the year. On, oh god, what map? Was that on Golden Aura? Yeah, it was on Golden Aura. Jesus. That is burned into my skull, that game. that was such a sad game. Ay. Ah, no. But here we go. The Marauders are coming. Concussive Shell on the way. Cure getting ready to dive in. Yo. I bring this up every now and then because I mean I don't get much opportunity to do so, but I was fortunate enough to be in the crowd at IM for that series, of course, and the crowd was so hyped for Hero. They were so behind him, and it was so soul crushing when the Proxy Marauder hit Hero. And here we go, the Marauders, they have arrived. They're gonna shut down the shield battery. Shield battery goes down. And Zanny has to recall back home. He does recall, setting up here in the main, down to 2 Stalkers. Can he hold on? 3rd Stalker's on the way. Boys are being pulled. They have to be. Boys are being pulled. Oh. Last Cure is setting up on the low ground. He's gotten up to, Jesus, up to 5 Marauders. Takes down the pylon. Definitely thinking about pushing up the ramp. He's going for it. Goes up the ramp. Oh, catches a Stalker. 1 Stalker goes down. 2 Stalkers left. Nice target firing though. Catches a Marauder. The eBay's on the way for high ground vision. SCV goes down, but the eBay persists. Nice shuffling there of units from a Cure. Takes out another Stalker. Oh, there's a force field. Up. Force field the ramp. Does lock the army in. Oh my god. Army gets locked in. The boys, they shut down most of the Marauders. There's 2 Marauders left. He gets the final Stalker. And it looks like it's just too much. Yeah, Cure here will overwhelm. Takes out every single Stalker. Takes down the Sentry as well. The boys, they do lock down 1 more Marauder, but only for so long. Ay. As that's going to be 14 probe kills. Cure back at home, he has a greater economy. Straight up, he's ahead economically. So got 26 workers plus mules. He doesn't have to destroy the main. He can just take control of the natural and then macro from here if he so chooses. He has done enough damage. We'll have to trade. He's locked in. Gets a stalker. Ah, no. Gets one. We'll get both. Yeah, both stalkers go down. GG gets called. Game-ending damage, and Cure will take the series 2-0. Cure qualifies for Masters Coliseum 8. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, Cure. He does take the series. Will qualify for the main event. Congratulations to Cure. And with that, we have our 2 qualified players here. Switching our scenes over, !B in the chat. If you guys wish to have a look at the back yourselves.